What is happening, YouTube? So, we need the sense of urgency, said Paul George just about a week ago. And the sense of urgency just arrived. Started off with the Spurs, the Mavs, the Lakers, and now the Spurs once again, and we gave them a really good ass whooping. And the next team we're going to face is the Atlanta Hawks. We better beat the Hawks too, because the Hawks are pretty dysfunctional. You should not lose to the Hawks. But anyways, this was just pure beautiful basketball. Everything all around was just so perfect. It was like a Nutella spread. Smooth. Sweat free. Clippers just took the dub. We just stomped them. Everybody did good, really. Everything was in control. The Spurs, they showed some fight within the first half, but as soon as it was second quarter, the Clippers just took control already. After the second quarter, third quarter, we just poured it on. Then fourth quarter, we kept pouring it on. We beat them by pretty much by 38 points. Beautiful. Kawhi Leonard, of course, 27 points, 7 assists. Playmaking Kawhi, we love to see that. 3 rebounds and 1 steal. Beautiful. Beautiful. And Kawhi Leonard, he might be just 85%. Just imagine he gets 100% in the playoffs. Woo, nightmare. And Kawhi Leonard is literally shooting Shaquille O'Neal's efficiency, but except the range is a lot longer. It's from the mid-range, and some is from the 3, which is it's even more impressive. That's why, personally, I got Kawhi Leonard over everybody except for Michael Jordan. But after we win the championship, I'm taking Kawhi over anybody. Simple as that. Only player I might take over Kawhi, maybe, just maybe Paul George. But obviously Kawhi is miles ahead of Paul George. I love Paul George, but I feel Kawhi is just that efficient, and he always gets it done, and he's so all around. And it's rare for Kawhi to have a bad game, if we're being really honest with you. Being honest, only other player is, for bias reasons, maybe within 3 years, Brandon Boston Jr. I'll get into details with him later on. Ivica Zubac, my guy, 11 points. He fouled a lot though. Gotta control that, but I mean, if anything, this is the games to really just get your flaws out of your system. But nevertheless, he set really good screens. He played pretty good defense. Well, for the most part, Keldon Johnson did score on him a little bit, but Keldon Johnson is a talented player. And of course, you have to eventually get scored on. Zubac got a low rebounding game, only 5 rebounds, but he stand 2 blocks as well, too. He was like, get that out of here. Beautiful. And again, I need this. I feel like I need to elaborate on this again. Zubac is far from garbage. People hold him into superstar standards. Really, people, they see Zubac just get scored on, or he would just make a mistake. People, they just literally bash this guy to death. Like, come on, cut him some slack. And of course, he's not good with guarding very skilled players like Luka and Adebayo, but if we're being honest, who could really guard Luka Doncic or Adebayo one-on-one? You have to double team him, really. That's just basketball, to be honest. Paul George, 35 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He did do better than Kawhi, but obviously we all know who's going to get it done in the playoffs. But both of them are great. Love both of them. Paul George, Kawhi, they're definitely staying. They're going to stay a Clipper till they retire. Terrence, man, he definitely gave it us all on defense. 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He didn't do too crazy with the stat sheets, but of course, he's always a gritty player. Love that. Luke Kennard, welcome back. he looked pretty good. 2 for 3. He was perfect from the 3-point line because he only shot one shot. But hey, doesn't matter. He got 1 rebound, and his defense was actually pretty solid for a guy like Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard is known to be a bad defender, but it's not like he doesn't give effort. He definitely tries his best, but sometimes his athleticism doesn't let him play the defense you would like him to do. It's kind of like Zubac when he guards the perimeter, but when he guards inside, he's decent to actually pretty good on defense. Beginning of the year, I felt Zubac played amazing defense, but right now he has his defensive lapse. But again, Zubac is not trash, and the Zubac slander, it's not new that his slander would just really get out of hand. Nicholas Batum, 3 for 5, 9 points, 4 rebounds, solid. Robert Covington, glad to see his minutes getting bumped up. Ty Lue, he definitely improved with Robert Covington. Robert Covington, he's a walking plus minus. He's pretty much a walking plus. Grabbed 7 rebounds, 13 points. He plays really good defense, and he's one of those guys you could trust to guard a guy like Luka Doncic. Really, I mean, obviously you can't really guard Luka one-on-one because he's Luka Doncic, but if you had to pick like a person you would be more prone to trust to guard Luka, it would be Kawhi Leonard, Robert Covington, and Paul George in certain situations, and probably Terrence Mann. And some of them have known to stop Luka at times, but end of the day, obviously Luka's going to eventually score on even the best of the best defender because he's a very skilled player. But Robert Covington, his defense is somewhat comparable to Kawhi Leonard, and that's a great thing that we have him. And then Clippers could always try to upgrade, maybe get a younger Covington and Cam Reddish, maybe flip Morris for Cam Reddish, I don't know. And then Norman Powell, he had an off game, but hey, if anything, this was the good time to have an off game because the Spurs didn't have anybody, so you get everything, all the bad stuff out of your system. Reggie Jackson, he played smoothly as well too, 12 points. Ty Lue, he's no longer starting Reggie, which is, showing that he's finally making some changes. You got 3 assists and you got 2 steals, that's pretty good. Usually Reggie, he's not known to be a defensive player, but once Reggie gets good defense, that will be really helpful for the Clippers in general. But the Clippers, they just killed it all around, really. And the trade deadline, I hope the Clippers don't do anything stupid in the trade deadline. I hope they don't choose to dig themselves a hole. I hope it's just a minor tweak to make the team better. And then now let's get into the 3 players that I didn't cover. Amir Coffey, he did all right, garbage time, but he wasn't, too special. Amir Coffey, he has his moments when he could get special, but lately he's been quiet. 1 rebound, 1 assist, a +6. I won't mind using Coffee as a trade sweetener. Now, BJ Boston is a different story. Please do not use Brandon Boston Jr. as a trade talk in my comment sections. Just kidding. Just feel free to express your opinion, but me personally, no. If I see a BJ Boston trade suggestion in the comment section, I'm going to get really sensitive because this guy is special. Yes, his efficiency is not pretty, but you got to consider even the premier scorer, for example, a Devin Booker or James Harden, they would have games when they shoot 5 for 18, 5 for 17, 8 for 22, like every 3 or 4 games, really. So imagine if you give them BJ Boston minutes, like 7 minutes in every 5 games, maybe 12 minutes if you're really lucky, and you don't give them the ball, I could guarantee they're going to have the same stats as BJ Boston. And you give BJ Boston the same touches that a guy like Devin Booker would have. I could pretty much guarantee he's going to definitely average 25 plus points if we're being honest, because if you just don't be tunnel vision and you look at BJ's Boston game alone, that looks like an all-star in my personal opinion. Not saying obviously he's going to be an all-star if you play minutes. There will definitely be struggles, but I mean, that guy is special. Just anyone who wants to put him in trade talk, just I would think twice for sure. And you can see that he even got a steal too. Just 7 minutes, he got a steal just like that. So he gives it his all on defense. Coffee also got a block too, so that's also good to see. But Boston Jr., he got a two beautiful dunk, shows his athleticism there. It's just I love his game. Now Jason Preston, uh, um, he got 3 points. He went to he got a three, and then he got 4 rebounds, which is that's pretty solid for Jason Preston. 4 rebounds, that's actually pretty good for a guy like Jason Preston. To me, he could definitely be a pretty good role player, kind of like a Ricky Rubio type point guard, pretty much who could pass the ball and who could pretty much play solid defense and maybe occasionally grab some rebounds. Musa Diabate, another player that I'm extremely high on. I love this guy Motor and Ty Lue. Well, first of all, before Ty Lue plays Musa, Clippers, please give this guy a full contract. And Ty Lue, as soon as the Clippers give him a full contract, please play him as our main backup. A lot of people just say trade for a backup big and all that. I trust Musa to be the backup big, really. And if I were to have a guy to guard, Jokic, Bam, AD, other than Ivica Zubac, I would be more than happy to have Diabate to guard him because Diabate Motor is just amazing. Now I don't mind trying to get like a Serge Ibaka because we could essentially get Serge Ibaka for free. I mean, I know a lot of y'all are not going to be attracted to getting a Serge Ibaka, but I mean, uh, the pipe dream is Isaiah Hartenstein, but I wouldn't mind getting Ibaka because I feel his interior defense, at least the last time when he played with us, was pretty good, especially when he guarded AD. And probably the trade proposal I would do is like maybe Marcus Morris for a bunch of picks, and then Ibaka and maybe some of the fillers, and then maybe trade like 2 second-round picks for Cam Reddish, and I feel that could complete our team pretty well. Or we could always sign Dwight Howard from Taiwan. Dwight Howard, I feel he could be a good third stringer. I would use Dwight Howard as a third stringer personally, and I use Musa as the prime backup. But I mean, Dwight Howard, I'm sure he could be solid as well too. Boogie Cousins, yeah, he gets cooked in on defense because he's slow, but on offense he could punish the heck out of you, and he could definitely grab the rebound. So that could also be the other option. But again, hopefully the Clippers just do not do anything stupid, and especially do not even think about trading Brandon Boston Jr. And also, I would not want to trade a first-round pick too because BJ Boston, pretty special player, and I would rather lick a bathroom urinal than to trade Brandon Boston Jr. I'm being dead ass. And if the Clippers do trade Brandon Boston Jr., and especially for Fred VanVleet or Mike Conley, I might lose it. Seriously, because it was bad enough when we traded Shea, but Boston Jr. in my opinion, is our second chance of Shea, and I don't know if we could get our third opportunity if we do trade BBJ. So it's best to keep him. But now, I went way too off topic, but it's worth it. Now let's talk about the Spurs. Bates Diop, 13 points, 6 rebounds. Nothing too special. Heard of his name a lot, but probably a solid role player. Keldon Johnson, pretty skilled, small forward, power forward, 19 points, He got a low rebounding game though, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He was pretty much doing most of the work. Jakob Poeltl. The Spurs want 2 first-round pick for this guy. This guy does not even this guy's not even worth 1 first-round pick. At most, I would probably trade 3 second-round picks, and that's probably me being extremely generous. No way this guy's worth a first-round pick. That guy cannot even grab rebounds, really, and he only got 10 points. And that's when everyone's out too. No Jeremy Sohan as well too, and he only got 2 rebounds. That dude is, I don't know, very overrated. Very overrated in a trade market, in my personal opinion. Trey Jones, nothing too special, 4 assists, 8 points. Malachi Branham, he got more touches, but he had an off game, or he just didn't do good. 5 points, 3 assists, 2 boards. Isaiah Roby, 7 boards, 14 points. And he shot pretty well from 3. He could be a solid rotational piece. Zach Collins. I feel Zach Collins is, I don't know, like I feel like his level is pretty close to Jakob Poeltl. I mean, Jakob Poeltl, he had a good run, I guess, but he's extremely overrated, all right? That's just me, though. What do you think about Jakob Poeltl? I mean, I would take Zubac over Jakob Poeltl easily. If Jakob Poeltl is worth 2 first-round picks, then in that case, Ivica Zubac is worth, I don't know, a top 5 pick if that's the case, because ain't no way you're telling me a guy who cannot rebound and who can't even shoot threes as well too is worth 2 first-round picks. No. Hell no. Doug McDermott, he started off pretty hot in the first quarter, but then he cooled down. Stanley Johnson, he didn't do much. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And Blake Wesley, nothing much either. Gorgie Dang got 7 minutes. He didn't do much either. But overall, the Clippers just beat the living heck out of San Antonio Spurs. And let's just keep this beautiful W going. And nevertheless, trade deadline's coming up. And hopefully, the Clippers do not do anything very, very ridiculous. But before we worry about the trade deadline, let's just worry about how we do as a team. And we're doing pretty good. And then, so we face the Hawks. And then, I don't know who we face next, but I think we might face the Bulls next. And then, we're probably going to face teams like the Bucks. And we're going to face the Mavs again. And I heard the upcoming games within the next 3 weeks is going to be brutal. So, we'll see. And hopefully, the Clippers take control. And hopefully, we don't keep losing too much. Or at least don't lose so much that you're going to have to go to the plan, because you don't want to go to the plan. But anyways, I'm sure you guys enjoyed this beautiful Clippers basketball. There's no question about it. But let me know what you think about the upcoming games. How are you feeling? And how do you feel about the Clippers team in general? I mean, you think the Clippers should just make a big trade all of a sudden, especially for Fred VanVleet and all that? Obviously, I'm not for that, because first of all, they're gonna milk the heck out of the Clippers if they want to trade for Fred VanVleet. And I heard a lot of Raptors fans, they don't like VanVleet either, so that's just my 2 cents. But anyways, have a great night, stay safe, much love, and peace.